There is a silent misunderstanding happening in your home every single day, and neither you nor your dog realizes it. You come home carrying treats in one hand, your phone still glowing in the other, and your furry friend rushes toward you across the floor the moment the door opens. You smile, bend down, rub his head, use that soft voice you only use with him, and in your mind the message feels obvious. I love you. But while you think your dog is reading the treats, the cuddles, the excited little phrases you repeat every night, your furry friend is paying attention to something completely different. The tension in your shoulders when you drop your bag beside the wall, the speed of your breathing after a long day, the sound of your footsteps before you even enter the room. Your dog does not experience love the way humans do. He does not measure it through words or affection alone. His brain was shaped by thousands of years of survival, by learning who feels safe, who feels predictable, and who makes the nervous system relax instead of stay alert. That is why two people can pet the same dog the exact same way. Yet your furry friend melts beside one person and stays slightly tense beside the other. The painful part is this. Most owners never realize their dog has already been answering that question for years. Not loudly, not dramatically, but through tiny behaviors happening quietly every single day. Behaviors that may completely change the way you understand your dog once you finally see what they truly mean. For a long time, scientists believed dogs responded to humans mainly through training, rewards, and repetition. But inside research labs at Emory University, neuroscientist Gregory Burns placed awake dogs inside fMRI scanners and discovered something unexpected. When dogs smelled the scent of their owners, the reward centers inside their brains activated in ways strikingly similar to human emotional attachment. Not because of food, not because of commands, but because the presence of a trusted person changed the dog's neurological state itself. Years later, researchers at Azabu University in Japan observed something even stranger. When owners and dogs looked into each other's eyes for extended periods, both species experienced a measurable rise in oxytocin, the same bonding hormone strongly associated with parents and infants. Your furry friend was not simply learning routines. His brain was building an attachment system around you. And this pattern mirrors something psychologists have studied in human children for decades. Mary Ainsworth's attachment theory showed that infants explore the world differently when a trusted caregiver is nearby. Dogs display remarkably similar behavior. They relax differently, recover from stress faster, and make decisions based on whether the person they trust is present. Because for dogs, love is not a sentence they understand. It is not hidden inside words or affection alone. It is the feeling of safety their nervous system experiences beside someone whose presence has repeatedly meant nothing bad happens here. And once a dog reaches that conclusion about you, the signs begin appearing in ways most people never notice at first. Watch your dog the next time you walk into the living room without calling his name. Maybe late in the afternoon when sunlight is falling across the floor and the house is finally quiet again. Your furry friend notices you, lifts his head slowly from the carpet, and begins walking toward you. But the important part is not that he comes over, it is how he moves. A dog who is still uncertain keeps the body slightly tight. The steps are careful, measured, almost as if the muscles are waiting for something unpredictable to happen. Behavior researchers describe this as a controlled posture, a nervous system staying partially alert. But a bonded dog moves differently. The tail does not simply wag, it pulls the entire back half of the body with it. The hips loosen, the shoulders sway softly. Sometimes the movement starts near the chest and travels all the way down to the tail in one loose wave. Animal behaviorists call this loose body language, one of the clearest physical signs of emotional safety in dogs. Your furry friend is not preparing for danger, not evaluating risk, not guarding himself emotionally. His body had already reached a conclusion before he even crossed the room. And that conclusion had everything to do with you. You see it most clearly at the park. Usually during the quiet moments when your furry friend forgets you are watching. His nose moves through the grass, ears shifting slightly with distant sounds, completely absorbed in a world made of scent and movement. Then suddenly, Your dog pauses, just for a second. He turns his head and looks back at you before continuing again. Not because you called him, not because he is nervous, and not because he wants permission. Researchers studying canine attachment describe this as the secure base effect, a behavior first observed in young children. When toddlers explore unfamiliar spaces, they periodically look back at the person they trust most. That brief glance helps the nervous system confirm something important. My safe place is still here. Dogs show a remarkably similar pattern. Your furry friend explores farther, relaxes more deeply, and recovers from uncertainty faster when he knows where you are. And once you notice it, the behavior appears everywhere. At the park, near the sidewalk, even in unfamiliar streets at night beneath cold white streetlights. That quick glance is not random. Your dog is orienting emotionally before returning to the world around him. He is not simply exploring the environment beside you. He is exploring the environment from a place of safety. And somehow, that place became you. You walk from the kitchen to the hallway, and a few seconds later, you hear soft paws against the floor behind you again. You stop near the bedroom door to grab something, and your furry friend quietly settles down nearby as if this had always been part of the routine. Most owners laugh at this behavior. He follows me everywhere. Some even worry their dog is becoming too clingy or emotionally dependent. But here is what most people misunderstand. Researchers studying canine attachment describe this behavior as attachment monitoring, a subtle instinct rooted deep inside social animals that evolved to move together for safety. In the wild, separation from the group created vulnerability, so dogs developed a habit of quietly tracking the movement of the individuals their nervous system trusted most. That is why your furry friend does not always need attention when following you. Sometimes he simply lies near the doorway, watching calmly while you fold laundry or wash dishes beneath the warm kitchen light. He is not asking for entertainment. He is confirming something. The safe place is still here. And once you start noticing the silence of those moments, the quiet footsteps, the way your dog relaxes only after locating you again, the behavior begins to feel very different from what it did before. Late at night, when the television is finally off, and only a small lamp is glowing near the wall, your furry friend slowly settles beside you and begins to drift into deep sleep. At first, the breathing stays light, ears still reacting faintly to sounds outside the room. But after a while, something changes. Paws twitch softly against the blanket. The nose moves slightly. Tiny sounds escape during dreams your dog no longer notices. This is REM sleep, the deepest stage of rest a dog can enter. And in that state, the brain temporarily lowers nearly every protective response connected to survival. For wild animals, this level of vulnerability once carried real danger. Predators attacked when awareness disappeared. That instinct never fully vanished from the canine brain, even after thousands of years living beside humans. Researchers studying canine sleep behavior sometimes describe this moment as a form of neurological surrender, when the nervous system decides the environment no longer requires vigilance. You can see the difference clearly in unfamiliar places. A dog sleeping in a hotel room or a new apartment often wakes more easily, shifts positions frequently, keeps the body slightly tense even while resting. But besides a trusted person, the body softens differently. The breathing slows deeper. The muscles release completely, and the need to stay alert quietly disappears. When your dog reaches that kind of sleep near you, something profound has already happened inside his survival brain, long before the eyes ever closed. You are standing in the kitchen waiting for water to boil. The soft hum of the refrigerator fills the quiet room, while warm light reflects against the counter. Your furry friend walks over slowly and presses the side of his body against your leg. No barking, no jumping, no pawing for attention, just wait, calm and steady. Most people barely notice this moment. A quick touch on the head, then they continue what they were doing. But in canine social behavior, this kind of unprompted physical contact carries meaning. Researchers studying affiliative contact in dogs found that calm body leaning often appears between individuals who share strong social bonds and emotional trust. Your dog is not asking for food. He is not nervous or restless. His nervous system simply relaxes more when physical contact with you is present. That is why the gesture feels so quiet. There is no urgency inside it, only comfort. Some dogs do not know how to say, "I love you," in ways humans immediately recognize. So your furry friend says it differently, by closing the distance between your bodies on an ordinary evening that most people would otherwise forget. You can try this tonight when the house becomes quiet again. Sit somewhere your furry friend can see you clearly and let out one long, slow yawn, not exaggerated, not playful, just natural enough that your dog watches it happen. Then wait. Sometimes nothing happens immediately, but many dogs will suddenly yawn back a few seconds later, while still lying calmly beside their owner, beneath the soft light of the room. For years, scientists believed contagious yawning was mostly linked to human empathy. People are far more likely to catch yawns from individuals they feel emotionally connected to. Then researchers began studying the same behavior in dogs. A study published in PLOS ONE discovered that dogs yawn contagiously far more often with their owners than with strangers. The stronger the bond between dog and human, the stronger the response became. Researchers believe this may be connected to emotional synchronization, when two nervous systems begin responding to each other automatically through repeated attachment and familiarity. Your furry friend is not consciously copying you. His brain is reacting to your state without needing words or commands. That is what makes the moment feel strangely intimate once you understand what is happening underneath it. A simple yawn crossing silently from one body to another, and somehow revealing a connection deeper than most people ever realize at first. The moment you open the front door, your furry friend explodes into motion, paws sliding across the floor, tail moving so fast it almost pulls the whole body sideways. Most people think that excitement is the important part, but the real moment happens later. Usually about 60 seconds after you come home, the house becomes quieter again. Your dog circles once near the couch, lies down close enough to watch you, then releases one long, slow exhale that seems to empty tension from the entire body. Researchers studying canine stress responses discovered that many dogs experience elevated cortisol levels while separated from the people they are strongly attached to. The routine changes, the house becomes still, and the nervous system remains slightly alert, waiting for a familiar presence to return. But when that trusted person comes back, something measurable begins happening inside the body almost immediately. Heart rate lowers, stress hormones begin dropping, muscles soften. The nervous system exits survival mode and returns toward baseline. Scientists sometimes describe this as the attachment calming effect. When the presence of a bonded individual actively helps regulate emotional stability. That is why the sigh matters so much. Your furry friend is not simply tired after greeting you. His body is completing a transition from tension back into safety. And once you notice the quietness of that moment, the slow breathing beside your chair, the peaceful way your dog finally settles after hearing your footsteps return home, the greeting at the door begins to mean something far deeper than excitement alone. A sudden noise breaks the silence outside. Maybe a heavy object falling in the hallway. Maybe an unfamiliar voice near the front door late at night. Your furry friend freezes instantly. The ears rise first. Then the body stiffens slightly, while the eyes lock toward the direction of the sound. But a second later, something else happens. Your dog turns and looks directly at your face. Not in your hands, not at the door, at you. Researchers studying canine emotional referencings discovered that dogs often use human facial reactions to decide how dangerous a situation really is. Your furry friend is reading tiny details most people never notice in themselves. Tension around the eyes, breathing speed, the position of your shoulders, even subtle changes in facial muscles. If your expression stays calm, many dogs visibly relax within seconds. If your body becomes tense, their alertness rises immediately. This behavior is not something most owners consciously teach. It develops slowly through repeated experiences, where your dog learns that your reactions predict whether the environment is safe or threatening. That is why the moment feels so powerful, once you finally notice it happening in real time. In the most uncertain situations, Your dog does not search the room first for answers. He searches your face. And somewhere along the way, without either of you fully realizing it, you became more than a companion to your furry friend. You became the emotional system his brain uses to understand the world around him. The hardest moment for your dog is probably not the joyful greeting when you come home. It is the silence that happens a few minutes after you leave. The front door closes, your footsteps fade down the hallway, and the house slowly becomes still again. At first, your furry friend may walk from room to room, checking familiar spaces one by one. The kitchen, the hallway, the edge of the couch where your scent still lingers faintly in the fabric. Some dogs pause near the door for long stretches without making a sound. Others circle once or twice before lying quietly beside shoes, jackets, or blankets, carrying the strongest trace of their owner's smell. Researchers studying separation attachment in dogs discovered that many dogs experience measurable increases in cortisol after bonded humans leave the environment. Not because the dog is dramatic or emotionally weak, but because attachment changes how the nervous system processes absence itself. Scent becomes especially important during these moments. A familiar smell can temporarily calm the stress response because the brain still associates that scent with safety and regulation. That is why your furry friend may sleep beside your clothes, even when the rest of the house is empty. And once you realize what is actually happening in those quiet minutes after departure, the image becomes difficult to forget. Your dog is not simply waiting for entertainment to return. His nervous system is waiting for equilibrium to return. Maybe dogs do not understand time the way humans do. They do not count hours on clocks or know when evening becomes night. But the body notices absence immediately. The rhythm changes. The environment feels incomplete. And somewhere inside that silence, your furry friend keeps listening for the sound that always meant safety was coming back home again. If you recognized your own dog somewhere in these moments, the quiet glances, the slow sigh beside the couch, the soft pause following you through the house, you are probably not imagining any of it. Researchers have spent years studying attachment in dogs because these behaviors appear consistently in bonded relationships across different homes, breeds, and environments. The signals are real. The emotional regulation happening inside your furry friend is real too. And maybe the most comforting part is this: your dog never needed you to be perfect, not perfectly productive, not endlessly patient, not cheerful every single day. Your furry friend only needed to feel safe beside you. That safety is often built through ordinary moments that people barely remember afterward. The calm tone in your voice when the house feels tense, the predictable routine of footsteps at night, the quiet way you sit beside your dog during storms instead of pushing fear away. Stability matters more than intensity. Dogs trust patterns before they trust promises. That is also why your own stress affects your furry friend more than most owners realize. A constantly tense nervous system can quietly spread alertness through the environment, while calm reactions help the dog's body settle faster after uncertainty. And when attachment begins changing, dogs often show it subtly before anything dramatic appears. Sleeping farther away, leaning less often, checking your location less frequently. These shifts sometimes say more than loud behavior ever could. Quality of presence matters more than hours spent in the same room. A calm 5 minutes can regulate a dog more deeply than an entire distracted evening, and fear should never be punished. Because in frightening moments, your dog is not trying to challenge you. He is trying to locate safety through you. Maybe that is the real meaning behind everything you have seen today. You were never just feeding a dog, walking a dog, or sharing a house with a dog. Little by little, without fully noticing it happening, you were becoming someone's safest place in the world. So if your furry friend does some of these things too, leave a dot in the comments and tell me, what was the moment that made you realize you were no longer just your dog's owner, but the place your dog feels safest being alive?